Hello everyone, welcome back all of you. So in this session we will see a simple scenario for which we need to read the Excel. Okay, so in previous session we have seen how we can read the Excel data from the Excel. Okay, so in this we will see a simple scenario which can be, we can say, a simple example of data driven testing as well. What is my scenario is, let's say I have my automation framework, I have some 100 test cases. So that's 100 test cases I need to run on different servers. That can be UAT server, production server, integration server. Okay, there can be multiple servers on which you can run your test case. Okay, so for which if you want to run on different servers, you will require different URLs, the user ID and password for that server. Okay, so this will be dynamic in nature. URL, user ID and password, it depends upon what server you are running your automation. Accordingly you need to pick the URL, user ID and password. So if I hard code this through the code, okay, it will be hard for you, it will be a bad practice, because every time you need to go to the code and make changes there. Okay, so it's a bad practice. So instead of that, what we will do, we will get the data from external files, external Excel. So depending upon the server name, okay, I will pass my server name to my code, and what my code will do, it will go to this Excel, and depending upon the server name, it will pick URL, user ID and password. Okay, and that we will use in the login test case. So in previous session what we have done, in the read Excel session, we have read the Excel depending upon the row number and cell number. Okay, so here I cannot use the row number and cell number. So for the first time you can see that, okay, if I want to run the UAT, I can pass this row number. Okay, row number 012. Okay, row number 2 and cell number 1, I will get the URL. The row number 0 and cell number 2, I will get the user ID. Okay, you can do that, but that will be again a bad practice, because let's say you used row number and cell number. Okay, you have provided, you have hard coded the row number and cell number, forgetting URL, user ID and password, and then you added a one more server in the list. Okay, so let's say you added a stage environment here. Okay, so in previous case, before adding the stage, our row number for UAT is 2, right? It was 2, now it changed to 3. So again you need to go to the code, change that row number and cell number again and again every time you add the servers. Okay, and we run our automation on multiple servers. So that's why you cannot hard code, or you should not use the row number and cell number for getting the data for this type of scenario if you are running your automation on different servers. So instead of that, better way is, okay, pass the design a code such that we will pass the server name. Okay, if I want to run on UAT, I will pass the UAT. So it doesn't matter where UAT server is available, what row the UAT is available. It can be at first row, it can be at 10th row. According to server name, it should pick the next data, URL, user ID and password. Okay, so our input should be a server only. Okay, server name only, not row number or cell number. So today we will see how to design the code for this type scenario. Okay, depending upon the server name, I will read URL, user ID and password, okay, which are dynamic in nature. Let's say in future URL for the UAT environment changes. Okay, so what, as a tester, what you have to do, you have to come to this Excel, just update the URL here and save it. Okay, as we are not hard coding this URL through the code, our code will directly pick this URL. Okay, that is the easiest way. You just have to change whatever dynamic data you are using in your test case through this Excel only. So if your URL changes, you can change here. If your user ID and password changes, just come to this Excel, change it here, and our code will pick that latest values. Okay, that is the greatest advantage of the data driven testing. Okay, it will save your time. So let me just okay, we will keep this environment, stage environment, and URL for this environment we will put like this, stg. Okay, let's say stg, and my user ID is stg.com, password is, okay, something like this. Okay, so let's go and design a code which will, so let's go and design a code which will pick the URL, user ID and password depending upon the server name. So let me open the Eclipse. Okay, so this is the generic method we have created in last session. for reading the Excel data depending upon the Excel path. Okay, the Excel to read. Then this is the sheet name. Okay, sheet index, the 0th index, then row number and cell number. Okay, so depending upon that we are reading the data. So now we will do some modification into this method to handle our scenario. So first thing what we have to do is from the calling method. Okay, here we are calling that read Excel data method. So while passing the argument, what I will pass Excel path that I want to read. Then I need a sheet also, sheet index, the first sheet, right, the 0. And then instead of this row number and cell number, I will pass my server name. Okay, so input should be like this. So let's say I want to run on UAT. So Excel path, then sheet name, and then server name. That's it. So depending upon server name, UAT, you should pick, okay, and bring this URL, user ID and password. Okay, demo.uat.com, this user1@uat.com, and wxyz. This should be get as a output. So here instead of row number cell number, I will just pass UAT. Okay, save it, and this we will catch into this single variable, data variable. Okay, so this value will be, its value will be UAT. Okay, so now we are splitting the string data into different values. So we have sent 3 values separated by comma, so we should split that. So we are splitting on the basis of comma. So we will get 3 separate values. So at value 0 we will get the Excel path, then at value 1 we will get the sheet index, and at value 3 we will get the server name, that is UAT. Okay, so this we will not get this time. Okay, so path I am saving in the string path. Okay, this will be our Excel path. Okay, then sheet number. So sheet number is string, right? So we require into integer format. So we are converting a string values into the integer. Okay, so we have passed 0, but it is a string, so we are converting this 0 sheet index into integer format using integer dot value of whatever value available at value 1, nothing but our sheet index. So here we will get the first sheet index. Then we are not sending the row number and column number, right? So we can remove this now. So we need to read the file. So this code is already I have explained in the previous 2 sessions. You can for more explanation you can go and watch that session. So here we are getting the workbook depending upon the file input stream, and here we are reading the sheet. Okay, so here we will get the first sheet from Excel. Okay, we will get the first sheet. So now I want to start reading the row. Okay, I will start reading my Excel from the first row. Okay, I will check the first cell in that. Okay, and again I will move to the next cell. I will check if the value of that cell is equal to my server name. Okay, so if it equal to my UAT, okay, then we will get all these next 3 values. Okay, so first important thing is to start scanning each row from that Excel. Okay, so if you want to scan each row from the Excel, what you can do, here you need to use the for loop for that purpose. So integer I equal to 0. Okay, we will start from our row number 0. Then I should be less than sheet dot get physical number of rows. Okay, so this method will return how many rows are there in this Excel having data. So in this in our scenario we have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 rows are there. So I should be less than 5 as we are starting from the 0, and I plus plus. Okay, so in this for loop we will read each and every row from that Excel. Okay, so if you want to read the row, this is the way we can read it. So I will move this here, and instead of this row number, this time I will use I. Okay, so it will go and first check the 0th row, then I will increase, then first row, then second row, and then third row likewise. So once I get the row, next thing is I need to scan each and every cell from that row. Not each and every cell, only the first cell. Okay, try to understand that our server name is available at the first cell of every row, right? So you don't need to scan the second cell, okay, because it do not contain the server name. You need to scan only the first cell for each row. So from each row we will scan first cell. So how will you get the each cell from that row? This is the function for that. So you want to get the cell depending upon the row, you can use xsub cell equal to row dot get a cell. So which cell you want? I want first cell only, so that's why I am passing 0 here. Okay, so here we will get the different server names one by one. So for first iteration, for first row, first cell we will get server here, right? So first row is server, so we will get this server. Once we get the server here, so once I get that cell, I need to get the value from that cell, right? Here we will not get the name, here only we will get the cell, that particular cell. Okay, that is the cell object, and from that cell object we need to get the string cell value. So how will you get that? We have declared a string variable already, right? String cell data. So cell data equal to, so here how can I get the value from this particular cell? Need to use cell dot get string cell value. Okay, so this will return whatever value available at the first cell. So this will return server at the first row, then second row will return stage, then integration, UAT, and then prod. So here I will get the values, different values like int, then UAT, likewise. So I need to compare this value with my server name, whatever I have sent from my calling method. I need to compare whatever value I got in this cell data, if it is equal to that server name that we are passing from the calling method. So for that purpose you can use the if block here. Okay, so how will you use the if condition? So what condition you can use is if this cell data dot let's use equal ignore case, if it is equal to my server name. So server name we got in the values 3, it is available in the values second position of the values array, so that you can store, where you can store it. Here I will store it string, let's say server name equal to, so what will be my server name? Whatever value available at the second index in the array. So this is my server name. So here I will pass this server name here. So we are comparing whatever cell data we got from the Excel, if it is equal to server name. So currently what we have passed the UAT, right? We are passing the UAT. So here you will get the UAT. So at the first iteration we will get server, okay, for first row. So server is not equal to this UAT, right? So it will not go into the if block. So it will again increase the I, okay, it will increase the I by 1. So for first row it will get the first row, then first cell from that first row, and this time we will get the value as what is the value we will get the stage. So stage is not equal to UAT, right? So it will again increase the row number I plus plus, then we will get the second row. Okay, so I equal to 0 we get server, then 1, 2 and 3. So for I equal to 3 we will get cell data as UAT. Okay, for I equal to 3 we will get I equal to 3 server or cell data value will be UAT. right? So this will match our condition, it will go inside if block. So now what we have to do, once we get our server name, whatever desired server we want, once we get that, what we will do, we need to get the URL value, user ID value and password value, right? So string URL equal to, so now I know a URL is available at the first cell. For every row, URL value is available at the first cell, then user ID value is available at the second cell, and password is available at the third. So what we'll do, row dot get a cell, okay, we will get the cell, which cell I want, URL is in first cell, right? Dot get string cell value, okay. So here we will get the URL value, whatever value available at the first cell, okay, this one, we will get that value in the string URL variable. The next thing is we need to get user ID and password, okay. So same you can do here, we'll just copy this. So user ID, let's say user ID equal to row dot get a cell, so cell number 2, okay. For every row my user ID is available at the second position, and get string cell value and password. So password we will get here in the third cell, right? That's it. So once we get the server name, once our cell data is equal to whatever server we want, if it is correct, then go and read a URL, user ID and password depending upon the cell number. So once we get all the values, we don't want to scan next row, right? We got the UAT in the third row, so we don't want to scan the next row now. So here I will use the break statement. So it will break this for loop, it will come outside of this for loop, okay. You check this break, you can check, it will come out of this for loop. So okay, it will come here, and then we will close our workbook, okay. Okay, here we are closing our workbook. Then yes, before close, okay, after closing the workbook we need to return some data, okay. So in previous session we are returning our cell data, so this time we need to return these three values, okay. So what we can do, we can create an array list, we will add all these three values into that array list and we will return that array list, okay, to that calling method. So for that purpose, let me create an array list variable here, array list, it will contain the strings, okay, array list string, let's say login info, okay, login info, this is my array list and array list variable. So this is my array list reference, and I need to create object for this array list first. So what you can do, I will, so I need an array list object, so instead of class level I will take it inside the method, okay. I am taking this inside the method itself, array list login information equal to new array list, okay, new array list of string, okay. So here we are creating the array list object, so this you can create in the loop also, not a problem. So now I can store my values, whatever value I got from the excels, all these three values I can store into this array list, and all three values are string type, right? So here we got all the values, so here I will use login info dot add method is there to add the values in array list. So I will save URL, then similarly I will store user ID and password, okay. So here I will add user ID and here I will add password, okay. So we got all these three values saved into this array list, and now you just have to return this array list. Once our operation is done, we need to return this complete array list to the calling method. So return cell data. Instead of that, I will return this array list object. So this object contains URL, user ID and password. Okay. So as we are returning the array list, return type for this method should be array list, not string. So previously we are just passing a single string value. That's why we made the return type as string. But this time, as we are returning the array list, we need to use return type to array list. Okay. So once you save it, it will. Okay, array is gone. So as we are returning the array list, I need to get all this data into array list only. So I need to make changes here also. Array list, okay, containing string. Okay, so now error is gone. Okay, so once we get the array list, what we'll do, we will print something here in the console. In your actual project, you can reuse that data, URL, user ID and password. So here I am just going to print in console. So we got so here we will print data we got from the Excel is, okay, Excel is and this is not required here. Data is, we will print it here. So let's say user ID is equal to, so what will be my user ID? It will be available in the array list. So how will you get the data from the array list? Using the index. So array list reference is value, right? Value dot, there is a function get, and here you need to just pass the index. So my user ID, okay, let's say first URL, okay. So URL is available at the 0th index. So let's say URL is equal to, give me the data available at the 0th index, that is my URL. Then let me copy this. Okay, so here I will get the user ID. User ID equal to value dot get me value at 1 first index, and here we will get the password. Okay, so password equal to value available at the second position from that array list. Okay, so what we are doing in this code is we are passing, we have created this read Excel data generic method, and we are passing the Excel we need to read, the sheet we want to read, and the server name. Okay, so this will be cached in this data variable, right? So we are splitting the data depending upon the separator. Okay, so after separating with the help of comma, we will get the three different values. One is Excel value, then sheet value, and then server name. So that we have stored in the different variables. And then we are starting, we have used this for loop for scanning each and every row. Okay, so how many rows are there in that Excel, that much times you need to scan, okay, all the rows. So that for that purpose you need to use this get physical number of rows function here. Okay, so this will scan, it will start scanning from the first row. Okay, maybe you can start scanning from the first also, you don't need to scan this 0th row. We know that at the 0th row we have the server, so you may start scanning at the first. Okay, so as of now I am keeping it as 0. Okay, so you can start from the 1 also, not a problem. So in first iteration, we will get the first row, then we will get the cell value as let's say server. Okay, server is not equal to the server name, that is UAT, so it will increase the I value, then it will go and read the next row. Okay, read the first cell. Okay, not it is not equal to our server name, again go to the next row. Okay, read that row, read first cell, compare it with the server name. If it is not, again go to the next row. So accordingly it will keep scanning each row and first cell first. Once we got that first cell, okay, first cell value equal to our server name, the next thing is we need to get all the three values. Okay, so these three values are available, that we know that URL is available at the first cell, then user ID is available at the second cell, and password is at the third cell. That much hard code you can do here, right? So we are just simply passing the server name, and depending upon the server name we are getting all this URL, user ID and password, and that we are storing in the array list, and we are returning that array list to the calling method. Okay, So this is the simple code to handle this type of scenario. Okay, so let's say one more thing we need to handle is, let's say I passed a wrong server name from here. I passed something like this. So this is not available in our Excel, right? So we should print something in the console so that user will come to know that we have passed a wrong server name. If you do not find a desired server in that Excel, it should print something in the console that, okay, incorrect server name, or please check your server name is not available in the Excel. This type of statement should be printed in the logs, okay, in the console, so that user will come to know, okay, we have passed a wrong username. So how can you do that? Let's say for that purpose, let's say our server name we have passed is a wrong server name, not available in that Excel. So our control will never go to this if block, right? It will never go to this if block. So what we'll do, here let me define integer counter equal to 0. Okay, so counter variable, and if it will go to this if block, means we got the server. Okay, so we will increase this counter value. So if our server name is valid, it will definitely go to this if block. Okay, and it will increase the counter value. So counter value will become 1 here. Okay, it will not remain 0. It will become 1. So we can use the value of this counter to check if server name is correct or not. So how will you do that? At the end, where is it? Yeah, here. So before returning, what we'll do, if here I will check if counter equal to 0, means counter remains as it is. So our control never goes into this if block as server name is incorrect. So whatever counter value I have provided, okay, I have initialized this integer counter variable to 0. So it will remain 0 if our control never go into this if block due to incorrect server name. So if counter remains 0, then that is our validation point that server name is invalid. So here you can print in the console some error. We will print error incorrect server name. Okay, please check again. Okay, so in case by mistake you passed a wrong server name, so this code will handle that. It will print this statement in the console, and we will get the empty array list in the output. Okay, so our code looks fine. Here I need to create the object for this class only. So our class name is read excel3, right? So I need to create object for read excel3 only. So read excel3 here. Okay, and save it. Okay, so time to run this code, and we are passing here. Let me make it to EVT. We are passing the EVT. So let's run this code, and if runs fine, then we should get all these values: URL, user ID, and password for this EVT server. So let's go and run this. Run as a Java application. So in the console, you can see that data we got from the Excel is URL demo.evt.com, user1@evt.com, and password is wxyz. So whatever values stored in this Excel for this EVT server, okay, we got it successfully. So that means our code is working fine. Okay, so let's go and get the data for prod. Okay, so okay, so we got the data for prod as well. Okay, so this is how you can make your test case. You can get the data from the external source like Excel or CSV file. You can read it, and you can run same test case on different environments. Okay, you can run it on the stage environment, integration environment, production environment, and you don't require to hard code your URL values, your user ID and password. Just store it in the external Excel, and in case if you want to change it, if that environment URL changes or user ID or password changes, so you just have to go to this Excel, make whatever changes you want to do, okay, and then save that Excel. And this code will automatically read whatever URL, user ID and password depending upon the server name, no matter where it is available. Okay, so this is a small example of data driven testing. So let's check our negative scenario also. In case by mistake I send some wrong server name here. Okay, so testing is not available in our server list, right? So our code should be capable of handling this type of scenario also. Okay, this should print a meaningful statement in the console so that user will come to know what is the error. So if you run this, okay, so it will clearly mentioning here incorrect server name, please check again. Okay, and data we got from the Excel, so we got the empty list here. Okay, so that's why we got the array list. Okay, index out of bounds exception, because our list is empty and you cannot get the value from the empty list. So that is the value, so that's why we got this index out of bounds exception here. Okay, at the line number 99, right? So maybe if you don't want to print all these values, instead of that we can print only the directly the list also. So here we will print directly data we got from the Excel is, we will directly print the array list. Okay, so now let's, if we run it for negative scenario, we will get something like this in the console. Data we got from the Excel is empty list. Okay, so this is the empty list, empty values we got because of the incorrect server name that we passed to the method. So that's all for this session, guys. I hope you understand this code. You can use it if you want in your actual project. If you are doing some scenarios, something like this, if you want to run your test case on the different environments, and obviously your user ID, user password, URLs are dynamic in nature. Okay, so you can get the data from the external files. Okay, and according to the depending upon the server name, you can read it. Okay, this code will read URL, user ID and password, and that you can pass to the login method or login test case. So write this code in your Eclipse, run this for different inputs. Okay, and let me know if you face any issues or if you don't understand anything from this code. I have made very easy so that a beginner person will also learn this code. So this series is all about reading and writing the Excel. Okay, that is the separate playlist I have created where I am covering all the read and write operations for the Excel and COC files. Okay, so that will be a separate playlist. You can directly go into that playlist and watch the videos. So there are more scenarios to cover into this read and write Excels. Okay, so today we saw a simple scenario, data driven, a simple example, how to read URL, user ID and password, which are dynamic and which are depending upon the server name we are getting on the external files. So I will try to cover same type of scenarios in coming sessions for reading and writing the Excels. So let me know if you want any help from my side, if you don't understand anything, and keep learning, keep sharing, guys. I will see you in the next video soon. Thank you.